What's up, guys? Today we are back with another video here in the fish room, and today I'm gonna be giving you guys a guide on how to breed angelfish. In today's video I'm gonna be telling you guys basically everything you need to know if you're looking to breed angelfish for beginners, or like really if you're just looking for some more tips and tricks. And these are things that have just worked great for me, and basically on how to sell them, how to make profit off of them, and the best way to do it. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start getting into the video on how I first found a pair. So guys, for me, the best thing to do was to get a group of 10 angelfish and waited for it until I could get a pair. And I'm hoping I can get another pair, but for me, this is the best tactic to do, is just have like a 75-gallon tank, maybe a 55, but if you have 55, I would definitely do less than 10 angelfish. But for me, I did 10 angelfish, but yeah. And I've sold a few after I found my pair. I think I've got like, how many do I have in here? I think I got 6 in here. Nope, 7 in here. But anyways, so we got 7 in this tank. And whenever, to find a good pair, you always want to have like these breeding cones in here, or slate, or some sort of plant, or all. Because whenever the angelfish pair up, they're going to want to lay on a slate tile like this, or like a breeding cone like this. Here, I'll pop up a video of my angelfish whenever they first spawn and first paired up. So yeah, as you guys can see, they like those breeding cones a lot. And then what's also worked for me was like that. I had angelfish lay on that before. Had them lay on like plants like that. And notice a lot of times too, they like to move their fry to a plant, or sometimes they'll lay on that, move their fry to like a plant, which I thought was kind of interesting. But if you're like me, you don't care if like the angelfish interbreed, then you can just get all sorts of different colors of angelfish. But now if you're wanting to get a certain strain, make sure you only get that color of angelfish and no other ones mixed in, because if you have other ones mixed in, the chances are you might not get what you're wanting and have like an interbred angelfish. So like these two paired up, then I wouldn't just have polar blues or pearl scales. So yeah, but if you don't care and you're just wanting to breed them for fun, then you can go ahead and do that. But I always like to keep the temperature at 81 degrees. I found that works best for angelfish, and some sort of live plants usually trigger them to breed. I found that works pretty good. Or if you would like, you can feed them like brine shrimp or bloodworms. But I think bloodworms definitely work better than brine shrimp. But you can do either. But yeah, but pretty much once you found a pair, I would either take out all the other angelfish, or I would move the angelfish to a tank by themselves. And I'll show you what I did with mine. With my angelfish, I was lucky to get a pair of Filipino blue angelfish. And my angelfish, I moved them to a 29-gallon tank by themselves. Now you could probably do a 20-gallon tall, but I would recommend a 29-gallon if you're just looking for the smallest size possible. And they actually have fry in here right now swimming around. They got free swimmers. But yeah, once you have your angelfish pair up, usually in about a week or two, they'll lay eggs in the tank by themselves. Maybe a little longer, it just kind of depends. Yeah, as you guys can see, they have a decent amount of fry. If you're having any trouble fertilizing the eggs, then I wouldn't let the parents do it themselves. For me personally though, I think it works best when you just leave the eggs in the tank and let the parents do the thing, because then most of the time the eggs get fertilized and stuff like that, and you have a pretty good outcome. But if you are struggling with that, then you can take the eggs out, and just leave them on the slate thing, that wherever they laid on. You can place them in a bowl. Like I've got a bowl here. Fill this bowl up with your tank water, put an air stone in it, and try to keep the water at the same temperature as your tank water. So just use your tank water, fill it up, put it in here. This is like a half-gallon bowl. So for this bowl right here, I would, well, what you want to do, you want to put methane blue in it. But this is like a half-gallon bowl, so I put like 3 drops of methane blue. And that will help you keep your eggs and keep them really good without the parents doing it themselves. So that way you can help them out, give them that extra boost, and do whatever you need to do. And yeah. But for me, I was lucky enough to where all the times my angelfish spawned, the parents took care of the babies and stuff. And yeah, the parents will usually lay eggs, and then after like 2 to 3 days, the eggs will hatch. After the eggs hatch, usually about 3 to 4 days after that, the fry become free swimmers. These fry hatched about a week and a half ago. But yeah, they're swimming around the tank. They're all doing good. These angelfish laid a decent amount of eggs. I think there's I counted like 34 babies in here, but they're all over the place. Like there's some up in these plants, there's some just swimming around the mom, there's some swimming down by the dad. But as in this tank too, there's live plants. I always find that live plants help angelfish spawn really well, and it's a great place for the babies to hide if they need a space to hide or something like that. It's just a great addition, especially if you're going to be breeding angelfish. I would definitely recommend live plants in your angelfish tank. But yeah, pretty simple to breed, and when the babies are at this size, if you just leave them in here, the parents pretty much take care of them. But if you are wanting to take them out, you can put them in like a 10-gallon tank or something like here. A diet for the babies, I would feed them either brine. I'd probably feed them brine shrimp. Right now I'm just feeding the parents flakes. So the babies, I've seen them kind of go up at the flakes. So the parents are just kind of taking care of them right now, and doing good with that. But if you were to go this route, you could do brine shrimp. But if you're gonna have them in here, like a small tank, you could do like brine shrimp or really just brine shrimp, maybe bloodworms. You can get like really small ones for now. And then once they start getting bigger, you can start feeding them like brine worms, bloodworms, or brine shrimp, not brine worms, brine shrimp, bloodworms, and flakes. And then after, the bigger they get, the more you can feed them. Eventually, if they're full grown like mine, they'll eat pellets. But yeah, just about anything you'll feed them, they'll eat, most likely. But yeah, if you're going to leave them in the tank, they'll pretty much just eat flakes the whole time. But when they start getting bigger, you do need to take them out. That way the parents can spawn again, or they'll feel threatened and want to eat their babies. Whenever you take them out, whenever you go the tank route, you can put them in like a 10, 20 gallon, maybe even 29, whatever you're feeling like doing. It all just kind of depends on the room you have and stuff and how big they are. Whenever they get to about their body get about like dime size, you can start selling them then. But I like to start selling them when their bodies are a little bit bigger than quarter sized. Like their bodies are full size in here, like they're the size of my hands. These guys are massive, or at least the male's massive. The female's not as big, but she's still pretty big. Once they get bigger, I like to sell them whenever they're more about like body shapes like quarter size, or whenever they're a little bit bigger than that. I don't really have any that size right now. That black angelfish is probably the smallest one I have right now, and you can probably sell those easily for like $10 a piece. Whenever they're smaller than that, you can easily get $5 a piece for them. And if there's a higher market where you live, then you can probably get even more than that. Where adults, you can probably get even like 20 to 30. Just depends on the market and what people are looking for and the demand for them. But for me, I sell a lot of fish on Facebook, and I sell a lot of fish to some fish stores. Not really as much on fish stores, mostly Facebook. But if you're wanting to arrange that, you can kind of figure that part out on your own. But I mean, basically just through Facebook, set up a meet and for that part. And then if you're wanting to sell to a store, just pretty much just agree on a price, how often you can sell them angelfish, and definitely don't agree on something that you can't do. If a lot of stores are probably going to ask you to get more angelfish, to give them more angelfish than you can get, and a lot of the cases you can't get that many. So don't be afraid to tell a store you can't get that many, because most of the time they're just going to be like, they're still going to want them anyways, no matter how many you can get. Because angelfish are a pretty good seller for most stores because they're really good beginner fish. But these are a fish I would definitely recommend to breed and sell for profit because they're not too expensive, and whenever you sell them, you can sell them pretty well. But yeah, and you really only need like 3 different tanks if you're breeding them. One for the if you're only wanting to do one breeding pair, one for the breeding pair, one for babies, and one for like cell size. But yeah, if there's any other things you guys have questions about in breeding angelfish, make sure to comment down below and let me know. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. If you guys want any more suggestions on breeding fish, or like suggestions on like tutorials on breeding fish, I breed cories and live bears like mollies, platies. I breed bristlenose plecos. I breed like all sorts of stuff, guppies, polar blues. I've got fry in a container right here. And yeah, that's one thing I really like are these Fuel Flex, or not Fuel Flex, just a Fuel breeding box. They're pretty cool. And I've got like 20 polar blue parrot fry in there. There's the mom and dad, and they actually just laid eggs again in that cave, which is pretty cool. But yeah, if you guys have any video suggestions, fish suggestions from other tanks, or anything like that, make sure to comment down below. My Texas and blood parrot just spawned again. We can probably see some of the fry jumping around through here if we can see any. But they're like under this log. But there is fry in here. Here, I see one. There's one fry right there, kind of bouncing around. But yeah, there's the electric blue Texas cichlid. There's my blood parrot. So the babies will be F1 Super Red Texas, because that's how you get the F1s, is you breed a blood parrot and a Super Red electric blue Carpuntus to get the Super Reds. And yeah, but even in this tank too, I've got plants. I've got plants in about all my tanks that I'm breeding fish, besides the ones with cichlids. I feel like with like cichlids like that, it doesn't really matter. But angelfish are a cichlid, which I feel like is kind of weird that plants really help them spawn and not like cichlids. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, make sure to comment down below. Any video suggestions or fish suggestions, make sure to let me know. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys next time.